Alright. So we got. So I don't know about you guys, but this has been a long time coming. I've been wanting to sit down and actually make a tier list for M.o.D.o.K. And yeah, this is it. So, all right, we're gonna start off with Skrull here. Okay. So I think Skrull goes a little like, kind of like loses to M.o.D.o.K. a little bit because, but he kind of like goes even if I don't know, man. He kind of goes even because he can teleport. I mean, he can command grab through the barrier. And if he has bar, like it's pretty tough. But like you can keep him out as M.o.D.o.K. as long as you watch out for the teleport, the meteor smash, right? So I feel like it's either M.o.D.o.K. wins or it's even, bro. I want to say M.o.D.o.K. wins slightly, just slightly. What's going on here with this? Alright. Could you make the gem white? If you make the gem white, I'm like super down with it, and I'll probably rock it. Also, if you can make his eyes white, I'll rock it. I'll rock it for sure. I know I said cyan, but like I said, I wanted to try it out. I don't love it. I gotta love it, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. I gotta love it if you want me to rock it. My bad. If you make the gem white and his eyes white, I'll rock it, 100%. And I appreciate it though. I appreciate it. If you want, I can well, I'll talk to you. I'll talk to you if you do it. All right. All right. So once again, my bad. I'm picky, bro. I'm picky. Okay. So let's go to M.o.D.o.K. wins here with that. This I think is even. If anything, M.o.D.o.K. loses, but I think it's even. I think this is even. I think Dante versus M.o.D.o.K. is pretty even. I think. If I get out of the barrier, it's pretty much in my favor. There's not much that Dante can do, other than jump and do Sonic his airplay, right? Oh, excuse me. Storm, I think M.o.D.o.K. wins. Storm can't really do anything against M.o.D.o.K. She's only gonna fly around. You know what I mean? She's gonna come down with that stuff, and she's gonna try to like poke with her supers. And I feel like it's definitely one of those things where it's like she doesn't really have too many options against M.o.D.o.K. I think DeadPool. I think DeadPool kind of wins. Hold on, let me see. Oh, okay. Haggar kind of gets bodied. IronMan kind of gets bodied. Let's see who else. Oh, here's an interesting one. Okay, hold on, let me see this. Yeah, bro. That's sick, man. That's it, bro. Yeah, I think that's a sick ass color. I'll rock that for sure. If he's alright. Alright, I downloaded it. Alright, but teach me how to do it. Teach me how to do it tomorrow, because right now I'm doing the tier list, bro. Tomorrow, okay? Go Kifafa. I'll learn how to put it in tomorrow. But right now I have to do the tier list, alright? If you use themes tier list, Goki Fafa. Okay, hold on. Let me do that right now then. Here, let me do that right now. Okay. Alright, there you go. I added you. Okay, going back to it. Okay. I think Wolverine is even. I think that if Wolverine gets in, you're smacked, bro. You're like literally smacked in the corner, or like if he gets in on you, it's smacked. It's a bad time. But if he doesn't, I don't know. I think it's close between he loses and he either he goes I don't know. I think that it's tough. It's tough to tell. This is like 6-4 maybe in someone's favor, but it's just tough to tell. Let's see who bodies M.o.D.o.K. I think Morrigan beats I think Morrigan beats M.o.D.o.K. I think Strider can't really do anything about barrier. If I get a barrier route, there's no way that that Strider can do anything. But I have to get that barrier out. So I think M.o.D.o.K. wins. Shuma, same deal. If I get a barrier out, M.o.D.o.K. wins. And even if, like, at worst case scenario, I don't have a barrier route, he locks me down or something like that with like super, and then X Factors and goes in with it. That's worst case scenario. But he had to X Factor and super to get there. You know what I mean? Like, he had to do all of that just to get one opportunity against my M.o.D.o.K. And like, that's, other than that, if that doesn't work out, then it's like he gets like 1 or 2 opportunities against M.o.D.o.K. and I push block it away, and then I get away, and it's just like M.o.D.o.K.'s gonna keep him out all day. So I think Shuma loses to M.o.D.o.K. I think this could go even. I'm not sure. DeadPool is an interesting one though. I think DeadPool kind of beats M.o.D.o.K. I think that's, but I have to play more matches against DeadPools. I have to play more matches against Dual Kevin, and I have to play matches against Zenpool. But for the most part, I think that I think DeadPool either goes even or M.o.D.o.K. loses. I have to see if the teleports go in between, because these teleports are really fast. So like if the teleports go in between the barrier and the and M.o.D.o.K. Like if I put up a barrier in the corner, right, and if M.o.D.o.K. is there like shooting shit and like zoning, and then DeadPool teleports into there, if it depends like where he goes. I have to see. Here, let me boot up the game. In the meantime, I'll talk about. Let's see. Who's next? Thor. I think Thor. Oh, hold on.
Marvel come.
Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Phone Wonderland.
Okay.
Who will come out on top? It's do or die. Fight!
Okay. So let me see. Okay.
Level 1.
Oh, right.
Level 1. Level 1.
Yeah, see?
Level 1.
His teleport his teleport goes in between the barrier and M.o.D.o.K. So that right there just makes it so that I think that M.o.D.o.K loses to him. Also, let me see. Let me terminate my instance. Okay. Also, let's see. Let's get this a little bit lower. Also, I'm trying to see right now if DeadPool's like his guns go over M.o.D.o.K's. They do, right? They go over M.o.D.o.K's shield. But if I Sonic Blaster, I can get past that. I know that if DeadPool does these, alright, I know that if Deadpool does these guns, though he ducks down and stuff like that, I know that is it goes underneath Sonic Blaster. Oh no. Huh. Yeah, see? So I think he loses slightly. But like nobody knows about the fact that Deadpool's teleport goes in between the barrier. I mean, now people will know, but you know, yeah. M.o.D.o.K versus Thor, I think it's even or M.o.D.o.K wins. Here, let me go to like, let me go to character select. Yeah, I think that M.o.D.o.K either wins against Thor. I think M.o.D.o.K wins against Thor because even if he comes in with like his armor, if you have a barrier out, it stops him. And then there's not much else that Thor's gonna do, to be honest. There's not really much else Thor's gonna do. So he can command grab him out of the air, but like you got baby legs and stuff like that. And I think overall, if a Thor versus M.o.D.o.K 10 times, I think at least 6 times out of the 10 times, the M.o.D.o.K is gonna win. So yeah. Who else does M.o.D.o.K body? Frank Wright bodies M.o.D.o.K. I mean, Frank Wright gets bodied by M.o.D.o.K. Even if he has his levels. You put up a barrier, it doesn't matter if he comes in with like the mediums. I think M.o.D.o.K wins. I don't know if he bodies him, but yeah. Oh, Jenny gets bodied by some M.o.D.o.K for sure. Captain America loses to I think it's like either even or Captain America loses. Hold on. Oh, hold on. What am I doing? Sea Viper is like, it's tough to say. I think he goes even, or if not, M.o.D.o.K wins. I think from full screen, M.o.D.o.K wins for sure. In the neutral, it's tough. Sea Viper has to close the gap, but once she closes the gap, M.o.D.o.K loses. It's the same thing as Wolverine, which I think is even. I'm not sure. And Sea Viper might be even too. Hsien-Ko kind of gets bodied as well by M.o.D.o.K. Hsien-Ko's biggest asset is like throwing stuff and her assists, right? Uh, like Hsien-Ko is gonna come in with her swing, right? Her swinging thing. That one is that move gets bodied by barrier too, so it's pretty tough. It's not a good time. Let's see. I think Hawkeye beats M.o.D.o.K. I think people don't know it, but Hawkeye beats M.o.D.o.K. Or it's either that or it's even. But I personally think M.o.D.o.K. loses to Hawkeye. His up arrows are too strong. He's got like two options where Hawkeye arrows are gonna go above barrier. And yeah, we're just gonna say M.o.D.o.K. versus M.o.D.o.K. is even, right? Let's see. I think FireBrand wins. M.o.D.o.K. loses to FireBrand. FireBrand is very fast, and he's gonna come in at that right angle. He's just like Wolverine, except you can't keep him out as much. There's only like what? There's only one of each character. What do you disagree with, Kenny? But yeah, I feel like you can't keep out FireBrand as much as you can keep out Wolverine, and Wolverine basically covers the same angles as FireBrand. It's just that FireBrand, when he successfully comes in with those angles, like not only are you dead, but you get dragged to the corner because he kidnaps you. So it's like, you know, it's just tough. It's a tough time. Let me see who bodies M.o.D.o.K. for sure. Let's see. I don't know. I can't think of anybody that bodies M.o.D.o.K. Hold on. Maybe I should put this here. Because once she gets started, it's a pretty tough time. Oh, Zero kind of bodies M.o.D.o.K. Yeah. How do I get rid of these? There's like way too many. Phoenix, that's a good one. Yeah, Phoenix. I think he loses, but if you're in the corner, he loses because Phoenix is faster than M.o.D.o.K. and Phoenix has good project. She can like come in at the angle with her S, and she can come in at the angles with her S, and she can definitely like body some M.o.D.o.K. She's fast enough, and she has the right normals to come in at the right angles and beat M.o.D.o.K. My question is, no, if I'm in the corner, another situation where it's like if I'm in the corner, does
There can be only one winner. Get ready to brawl. Fight!
like if I'm in the corner,
Teleport. Teleport.
okay,
Teleport.
she teleports behind, right?
Level 1.
Teleport.
Advancing guard.
Teleport.
Okay, but if I'm in the actual corner,
Teleport.
she doesn't.
Advancing guard.
Teleport. That it?
Oh wow, she teleports in between the barrier. Wow.
Yes.
Teleport.
So if she wanted to, if she knew about it,
Teleport. Teleport.
right? If she wanted to, well, I can still tech it.
Level 1.
But let's just say that I'm in the corner, or like I get it late. It's awkward, but she can teleport into the corner. She can teleport into the corner in between the barrier, which is dangerous because if she's activated, right? Let's just say that she's activated. She can teleport. And if I'm not ready for it, she can like do that. Go into her full string, right? M.o.D.o.K beats Shuma? Yeah, bro. I very confident M.o.D.o.K beats Shuma. I even heard Angelic say today that M.o.D.o.K is one of Shuma's worst matchups in the game. So you put a barrier, Shuma can literally do nothing from full screen but eat chip all day. And you put up, he has to commit to these to the shrimp roll. I don't know what it's called, the eye roll, right? And like if you put out balloon bombs, it bodies him. Even if you can anti-air him, or you can just evade it and punish after, right? So I'm pretty sure Shuma gets bodied by M.o.D.o.K. But yeah, like if she, okay. Yeah, that's a true punish too. Like if she teleports at the right time. Yeah, see? Okay, I think after that, Phoenix definitely bodies M.o.D.o.K. No, I think he loses. She loses. I think FireBrand bodies M.o.D.o.K. Yeah. Akuma, now that's an interesting one. Oh man, Akuma is an interesting one because Akuma is basically a Shoto, but he has the Gallic gun super, right? He has the best, one of the better beam supers in the game. Akuma has instant overhead confirms on M.o.D.o.K. What does he do? I haven't heard about this. I feel like Akuma loses, man. I don't see how he can do much other than demon flip over. Jump S heavy Tatsu. Let's see that.
Welcome to the world of Marvel vs. Capcom 3, where the finest heroes assemble. Get ready for the fight of your life, Bone Wonderland.
There can be only one winner.
Go for broke. Fight! Level 1.
So let's say I'm in the corner. I'm getting locked down. And here comes a...
Danger! Down! Level 1. Attack!
I'm not seeing it. I linked it once. Okay. Okay, so... So I'm not really seeing it. Okay, there it is.
Level 1. First attack. Not quite. Level 2. Not quite. Level 2. Level 3. Yes.
Okay, that doesn't link. But I can see it happening where if I'm like, what about if I'm, but what if I'm crouching, which I probably would be. Oh.
Advancing guard. Maximum.
That doesn't link for one. And let's see what happens.
Level 4.
Just stick with Tatsu, it really obs because then.
Advancing guard. Yes. Maximum. Air combo.
Okay.
Great.
Oh, yo. Okay, hold on. I have to get this right.
Yes.
Okay.
Combo. Great.
Okay, so there it is, right? We got the timing.
Level 1.
Okay. What if I'm crouching? Okay, if I'm crouching, it doesn't work. If I got a barrier up, it's not gonna work. I mean, unless I'm getting locked down by like Dante or something like that, and he's got me in the corner, I don't really see it being a factor in the matchup, to be honest. Maybe because this is where I think the matchup would go.
Advancing guard.
And from here, what's he gonna do? I mean, sure, if we're here,
Advancing guard.
he'd probably Tatsu, which would probably eat through the barrier, which would probably eat through the
Yes. Advancing guard. Yes. Level 1. First attack. Level 1. First attack. Yes. Level 1. First attack. Yes. Level 1. Level 1. First attack. Level 1. First attack. Level 1. First attack.
So I'm testing out to see what wins in the scenario the most of the times. It either trades, M.o.D.o.K wins, or trade. Okay. Because if we're standing that close to each other in the matchup, that's what I'm doing. I'm putting out a goop into something else. So that's what I'm doing. Is I'm putting up do beam hyper and then have Akuma Shoryuken hyper then X Factor. Do beam hyper and then it's gonna go through. He should be able to walk through the rest of the beam. Yeah, I know about that. But if I do, but for like, but when would I do that in the matchup? When would I be like Akuma's over there? I'm gonna do this, and then like I know he can do that. These are things that like can happen. Like I know about it, which is like why I wouldn't do it. Oh, he doesn't have X Factor? What happened? Oh, right. Yeah. Okay, yeah, I know what you're saying. Will the grab shocker grab his Tatsu? I don't know. That's a good question. I don't think so, but it might. To be honest, I don't even need to. You know, you'd be surprised, Goki Fafa. You'd be surprised. There's a lot of moves in the game where you think that they're airborne, but it actually comes out to not being airborne. But it looks like he is airborne. But again, like, if we're standing this close to each other, if we're standing here, I'm putting out this. And for the most part, I'm standing here anyways. So I don't think it would be a factor in the matchup, bro. I guess, like, Akuma has options, but you know what's gonna happen at the end of the day? This is what he's gonna do. That's what he's gonna do. Because I'm gonna have a barrier up all the time. And I can just evade and punish. So I don't think that matchup is like it's gonna be tough for Akuma. It's just a tough matchup for Akuma, I think. So I do think that Akuma loses to M.o.D.o.K. Oh, Felecia, man, I haven't had too much Felecia experience, but like it's the same thing as like Morrigan and FireBrand and who else? Wolverine. I think that's the same. I think she either goes even or loses. I remember playing Dr. Salt, and it was like, it wasn't hard. It wasn't easy to keep him out. But the foot dive was like her only option. Legit, like she only had one option in the matchup, and I have like balloon bomb, barrier, etc. And in the meantime, like she literally only had one option, and was the foot dive. So I'm pretty sure like M.o.D.o.K wins that matchup. Jill is an interesting one. I have no idea. I have not played Jill, but I don't even know, dude. Can I add another one? How do I add? I don't know. It's a mystery. How do I add? Delete row, clear row, add row above, add row below, delete row. I have no idea about Jill. No clue. No clue at all. Spencer. I think Spencer beats M.o.D.o.K. I mean, I think Spencer loses to M.o.D.o.K. He literally, his bionic arm gets beaten by a killer illumination. We've got any sort of zip gets bodied by standing light, and that's literally all of his options against M.o.D.o.K. If I have a barrier up, right? If he puts up, if he can like dash up in light and stuff like that, that could work, but it's just tough. These are debatable, right here. These two are debatable. These three actually are debatable. Right here. I think C Viper can beat M.o.D.o.K. in if she can close the gap. If she can close the gap. These two characters are all depend on if she can close the gap. If they can close the gap, right? If C Viper can close the gap against M.o.D.o.K, M.o.D.o.K kind of loses because he has to block the high lows, and it's the exact same thing for Wolverine. Wolverine has to close the gap, and if he does, it's really tough. He has to block like 4 high lows, and then like M.o.D.o.K gets an assist. M.o.D.o.K can't even like call his assist or anything like that. Rocket Raccoon. That's a tough one. Because like he's so small, M.o.D.o.K doesn't have the ability to like combo him in certain ways. So I want to say M.o.D.o.K loses. Rocket Raccoon can definitely give M.o.D.o.K a hard time. But barrier is also like tough. I don't know. It's either even. I want to say M.O.D.o.K loses only because M.O.D.o.K can't combo. M.O.D.o.K can't combo him. Let's see. What's his name? Rocket Raccoon sometimes. It's either that or like I don't know. But like you literally put out a projectile and all he has is teleport in. You put out M.O.D.o.K puts out his shield, and literally all that Rocket Raccoon can do is teleport in. So I don't know. That matchup's tough. And it's just I don't know. Let's see. If I put enough, okay, nice. Okay, Ghost Rider. I want to say M.O.D.o.K beats Ghost Rider. Cause you put out a barrier and literally jump S does nothing. Standing H isn't gonna do anything. Like it's all about if I can put out a barrier for most of these like it's about if I can put out a barrier. So I'm guessing like most of these guys are gonna want to go in, and then like that just changes up their whole game plan and stuff like that. Like that just changes up their whole aspect, like the whole aspect of the game. Like it is all determined on can M.O.D.o.K put up a barrier. If I get the time to put up a barrier, I win this matchup, this matchup, this matchup, this matchup, or I go even. So I don't know. I want to say M.O.D.o.K wins, bro. But I'd have to ask SacTap to get like a true opinion. Chris Redfield, I want to say M.O.D.o.K wins as well. Cause like grenades don't do anything to barrier. Nothing that Chris Redfield does affects barrier. Nothing that he does affects barrier. Let's see what else. Let's see. Yeah, nothing he does affects barrier, and it gets to the point where Chris Redfield has to super jump, and that's not where Chris Redfield wants to be. He's like forced to super jump into Magnum or super jump into SMG, and that's literally not where you want to be as Chris Redfield, right? So yeah, I think Chris Redfield M.O.D.o.K beats that character. Dr.Doom, I think it's even. I think people let's try that out. If we're full screen, where's Chris Redfield? I don't know where he is. Where is he? I feel like there it is. Okay. If we're full screen, which is where the game is gonna play out for Chris Redfield, because I ain't approaching him, and Chris Redfield most likely is not approaching me. So I'm gonna put a barrier out, and let's see. And he's gonna do this. He's gonna do that, right? Well, let's start out with the obvious, right? He's gonna do Magnum. Let's start out with the obvious. Okay. Okay. So we did that 3 times, right? And M.O.D.o.K did not get popped. 4 times, M.O.D.o.K did not get popped. Okay, so he can't do that. Let's see. Let's try that one. I think that one has a little bit more potential. No. Okay, no, not even that one. Okay. So, not even from the super jump height can Chris hit Magnum. I mean, can Chris hit a Magnum on M.o.D.o.K? Yeah, bro. That's pretty much it for Chris. I think Chris kind of gets bodied by M.o.D.o.K. In theory, right? It's either wins or gets bodied. It's one of the two. Okay, Zero. Now that's an interesting one. I think M.o.D.o.K loses to Zero. And if the Zero knows the matchup, he gets bodied by Zero. Yeah. I think that's what happens. If Zero knows the matchup, he kind of gets bodied by Zero. And he loses. He loses. Yeah. Let's see. We already went through that. Dormammu. That's a tough one. I feel like if Dormammu has meter, he can beat M.o.D.o.K. But if he doesn't have meter, he can't beat M.o.D.o.K. Because he can chaotic flame the barrier, and that's pretty much the matchup. If he X factors and kills, that means that M.o.D.o.K cannot put up barrier at all. Right? Let's just say that that's what the game is about. If the Dormammu player is bursting the M.o.D.o.K player and they're full screen, it doesn't matter, right? M.o.D.o.K puts out up a barrier and the Dormammu reacts with chaotic flame into X factor into the full combo into kill, right? Then that means that M.o.D.o.K cannot put up a barrier up at all. And now what? M.o.D.o.K, this big hunky body is supposed to like approach Dormammu, one of the better projectile, one of the better, I don't know, one of the better zoners of the game, and it's not gonna happen. So I don't know. He either loses to Dormammu, or he goes even. But I think it's gonna be closer to losing. That's a tough one to call though, because it's literally about can Dormammu react with a to the barrier with a chaotic flame, and it's all about now that Dormammu has established that he's gonna punish barrier every single time. What's the matchup like without barrier? And I think that it's pretty tough for M.o.D.o.K. I think approaching would be really tough because M.o.D.o.K's definitely gonna want to get in, like either like just straight beeline towards Dormammu, or he's gonna want to play like a certain angle, like coming in with like super jumps and stuff like that. So I don't know. I think Dormammu beats him if he has the meter. If Dormammu uses the bar and M.o.D.o.K and he doesn't kill off of it, M.o.D.o.K puts up a barrier, and now Dormammu can literally do nothing from full screen. I think that's the way the matchup will go. Okay, Phoenix Wright, that's a tough one. I think it's pretty even. If not, M.o.D.o.K loses. I mean, if not, M.o.D.o.K wins. And the reason why I say that is because they both have barriers. So he's going to call his barrier. I'm going to dash up and I'm going to put my barrier down. And then what's going to happen? Like, literally, we're going to go for grabs or something like that. I think, and then after that, I literally just have to stay at an angle where I can abuse my analyze cubes and not let him search for, projectile. I mean, for evidence. So it's either even or M.o.D.o.K wins. I want to say M.o.D.o.K wins, but who knows? I want to say M.o.D.o.K wins though, because even if M.o.D.o.K gets, let's say that like he looks for his stuff, M.o.D.o.K loses DeadPool, yeah. Yeah, M.o.D.o.K I think loses to Deadpool. A lot of people don't know the only two Deadpools I know about that I've played. I haven't even played Sekilic too much, but if Zenpool and Dual Kevin knew about the tech that I literally labbed earlier today, yeah, Deadpool I think beats M.o.D.o.K. Yeah. Who else is up next? We got Laura. This is an interesting one. Because, like, I can keep her out, but she can get in heavy. And her super is going to go through... Let me see.
Marvel vs. Capcom 3. That's right.
Let me see.
The third chapter. The superheroes are all here. Who will rise to the top? Bone Wonderland.
Let your fist do the talking.
Ready? Fight!
Fight's over.
First attack. Level 1.
Fight's over.
Killer elimination. First attack.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Level 1.
That's not too bad then. Oh, no, wait, hold on. It's this one that you gotta watch out for. It's that one.
Let's end this.
First attack. Level 1.
Let's end this.
First attack. Level 1.
Let's end this.
Killer illumination. First attack.
Yeah, see? Even if that doesn't kill,
Level 1.
even if that doesn't kill, she can still put me in a bad situation.
Weak. Weak. You like that? Try this. Try this. Try this. Try this. Try this. Try this. Try this.
Level air
Try
combo.
this.
Okay.
Try this. Try this.
Air combo.
You like that? Try
Okay, I think... what up, DeadPool? Yeah, I think with that, it's an even better matchup for Laura. Because she can get these
Try this.
Level 2. Air combo.
solo...
Dude.
She can get the solo overhead into combo. If I put up a barrier, she just goes through it. She has two supers to go through it.
Level 1. First attack.
And one of those supers just happens to be killer elimination. So if she wants to, she can just like question whatever I'm doing with her super. And yeah, that's a bad matchup. So I think Lara wins. Just that nobody plays Lara. SpiderMan. That's a tough one. That's a tough one. SpiderMan, I think, goes even with M.o.D.o.K. SpiderMan, like... He literally is just gonna go in with his options are to go in with his spider web, right? With his web. And
Welcome to the world of Marvel vs. Capcom 3, where the mightiest heroes assemble. Get ready for a fight of your man.
he's gonna go in with his web swing. No, not his web swing. I don't know what the web is called, but it's the one where he shoots his web. It's the one where he shoots his web, right?
Fight! First attack.
Like that. And if I'm not ready for it, it's a straight up. Oh, okay, hold on.
Level 1. Level 1. First attack.
If he's gonna go in with his that,
First attack.
and if I'm not ready for it, I'm pretty sure.
Level 1. First attack.
Yeah, see.
Level 1. First
If he gets me with that, even if I have a barrier up, like, he can punish go into full combo.
Level 1. First attack. Level 1. First attack. Level 1. First attack. Air combo.
He can go into like full combo. I don't know the combos, but he can go into full combo and stuff like that. And he's gonna occupy these weird spaces like up here that I'm not sure. I'm not sure if M.o.D.o.K can like really what's the word? Get anything off of. Thanks for the bit, Maniac. Never had a bit. You're the first person that gives me a bit. That's cool. Okay, but he's like definitely gonna super jump and come down here, right? He's definitely gonna come at those angles that that M.o.D.o.K is not gonna be able to like cover. See, like, he's got fast mobility, right? So I can block it and stuff like that. I think he goes even. Yeah, I think he goes even. I'm pretty confident that's an even matchup. Yo, Maniac with more bits. Pog bits? Pog you, dude. Pog you. Pog you in chat. Okay. Let's see. How many characters are in this game? Okay. How many characters? How many characters? 36. Right now we've got 2, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Oh, fuck it. I don't know how to call it. I don't know how to count, guys. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. So we're just missing one. I think it's Arthur. No, we're missing a... I don't know. I know we're missing Arthur, Taskmaster, Viewtiful Joe. I think Viewtiful Joe loses to M.o.D.o.K. Viewtiful Joe loses to M.o.D.o.K. really bad. There's 50 characters? Holy shit. Chun Li bodies kind of beats M.o.D.o.K. I think. He comes at the same angle. I don't know if it might be even. She can come at the same angles where like M.o.D.o.K. is gonna lose. Really? It says Ultimate Marvel has 36, or the original 36 characters from Marvel vs. Capcom Fate of Two Worlds introduced 12 new, so that's what? That's like 48. So that's 48. Okay. So let's see. Doctor Strange. We still have Doctor Strange. Arthur gets bodied by M.o.D.o.K. Or at least M.o.D.o.K. wins. Shuma and Jill. Shuma's already in there. Oh yeah, plus DLC, you're right. Oh, okay, I see. Yeah, you're right. Okay, so let's see. Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange has the teleports, man. I don't know. That's a tough one to call. M.o.D.o.K. versus Magneto. I think M.o.D.o.K. versus Magneto is even. Or M.o.D.o.K. kind of loses. I think it's even. Yeah. Based off of how I feel against playing a M.o.D.o.K. playing a Magneto with my M.o.D.o.K. And then based off of like watching other people play M.o.D.o.K. versus Magneto, it looks like it's a pretty even matchup. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna go a little bit faster here. Let's see. We're gonna do Taskmaster, Dr. Strange. That's a tough one, man. I'm just gonna do original colors. Doctor Strange. We're gonna do Doctor Strange with bolts, and then we're gonna do Sentinel, and then yeah. So Doctor Strange is a tough one. How does M.o.D.o.K do against stalling? Run away. How does M.o.D.o.K do against stalling? I mean, M.o.D.o.K is pretty good with stalling himself, but when it comes to other people stalling out him, it's pretty tough because you kind of are forced to go in, and M.o.D.o.K can kind of get clapped going in. You know what I'm saying? So it's a pretty tough match. It's a pretty tough. Like, that's more about character dependent. That's more about like player matchup dependent. Right now, I just want to talk about M.o.D.o.K like character matchups. You know what I mean? So for sure. But that's something to definitely consider, Goombed. Okay, so my question is, if I have a barrier out, right, or I put a barrier out, first of all, he can just counter by supering, or whatever, right? So he can just counter by supering. But what I want to know too is if he teleports and he goes in. Let's see. What I want to know is that if yeah, so he comes in right in between, and yeah, that's already a bad matchup. That's already a bad matchup. I think just based off of that, he loses. I think, hold on. I want to see this one. Okay. That's what I want to see. Okay, no, he doesn't. Okay. But he can still teleport above. So that's gonna be a bad match. And he can just super him. So now you've got to consider the matchup without barrier. And like, can M.o.D.o.K get in? And even if he gets the unblockable, right? Let's see.
7 rings of Raccoon. Dancing guard. Double air combo.
Oh no.
Teleport. Level 1. 7 rings of Raccoon.
Even if I get that unblockable set up,
level advancing guard. Air combo. Advancing guard. Air combo.
that's not it. Hold on.
Level 2. Air combo. Advancing guard. Air combo. Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, what I'm guessing is that M.o.D.o.K can't really unblockable him because Goop is a projectile, right?
Advancing guard. Level 4. Yes. Advancing guard. Yes. Advancing guard. Advancing guard.
Yeah. I don't know. I do know that if he gets this, let's say I do that, right? I can get the unblockable.
Balancing guard.
That's a true unblockable right there, if I can time it right.
Level 1.
So that's the only situation where I feel like it would be good for M.o.D.o.K. But I mean, like, he can't put a barrier, and then like now he has to fight that. Let me see if Bolthak wins against. Yeah, it loses. Sonic Blaster loses if they collide. Okay, he has to use medium, but like, look how early I have to do medium. Bam. Yeah, okay, medium only barely beats it, and I'm not using medium Sonic Blaster in the neutral like that. It's way too slow. Like, look how slow it is. Like, he charges it up and then he lets it go. So I don't know. I don't think that's a good matchup for M.o.D.o.K. Where's Dr. Strange? I think M.o.D.o.K. loses to Dr. Strange. Just because he can't put a barrier, and like, I don't know. He tries to, if M.o.D.o.K. trying to go in just by himself, or M.o.D.o.K. going in with a character and stuff like that, it's pretty tough. Right now, what I'm thinking about is like mostly 1v1. That's what I'm talking about. In the 1v1, or even like when it comes to like assists and stuff like that too, a little bit thinking about the assists, but I'm mostly thinking about like 1v1. If it's M.o.D.o.K. no X Factor versus Dr. Strange no X Factor, or if it's M.o.D.o.K. X Factor with Dr. Strange X Factor and nobody else, Dr. Strange can win. I think M.o.D.o.K. loses to that. But it's like, that's the main thing. But when it comes to like whole characters and whole teams and stuff like that, it becomes different just because of like the matchup. But even then, Doctor Strange can probably still win, even if he could probably still like call assists and stuff like that, and like, you know, he can probably still like super through everything that M.o.D.o.K. wants to do, and you know what I mean. So I think that's either even. If it's 1v1 with X Factor, M.o.D.o.K. loses. If it's with characters, I think it's even. Or if anything, M.o.D.o.K. wins. But if we're talking about 1v1 with X Factor, as soon as M.o.D.o.K. puts up a barrier, then it's like, it's over. He X Factors and gets bodied. So that's what I'm thinking about. Taskmaster, that's a tough one because he can't kill off of a super, right? Oh no, we were talking about Sentinel too. I think Sentinel loses to M.o.D.o.K. 1v1 or with assists, I think Sentinel loses to M.o.D.o.K. I think Sentinel, yeah, he just loses to M.o.D.o.K. I think M.o.D.o.K. wins that matchup. Cause like Sentinel isn't gonna have that. He's gonna do like rocket punch over him. It could go even, but I think if you play it right, Sentinel loses to M.o.D.o.K. because he's gonna if I zone him out, he's gonna do his Tiger Knee super, which I'll just counter with Killer Illumination, and the Pyramid super just goes over M.o.D.o.K. and it doesn't touch him. Or like at the very least, it'll like barely graze him, and M.o.D.o.K. will get hit by the last hit, and that's it. And then Sentinel will keep going. The only way that Sentinel is gonna have to go in on M.o.D.o.K. and that's gonna be a tough time. So I think M.o.D.o.K. wins that matchup. Let's see, Frank West we did, Storm we did, right? I think Storm loses. Where's Storm? I think Storm kind of bodies. I think Storm gets kind of bodied by M.o.D.o.K. But I could be wrong. Tron, I think the same thing. Tron kind of gets bodied by M.o.D.o.K. She can't really do anything but kind of go in with the dash H. As soon as M.o.D.o.K. gets like a hit and stuff like that. As soon as M.o.D.o.K. gets one like barrier out, it's over. Nemesis kind of gets. M.o.D.o.K. wins this matchup, I think. Like M.o.D.o.K. like he only has the cannons, right? And the cannons are on like not gonna go over barrier. Yeah. I think that's a matchup that's done pretty much. And then like his only other option is kind of super jumping and coming down with H or S or something like that. And it's definitely just not gonna be like the answer for anything. Nova. and Strider. Strider loses, right? Nova. This is even if not M.o.D.o.K loses. But for the most part, it's literally if he can put up a barrier. If I can play the matchup while not getting what's that super? The bullet super. If Nova uses the bullet super and I call it, it's over. Like for Nova, Nova can't go in because the box dash is gonna get bodied by the analyze cube. It's a perfect cover. And that's actually one of the reasons why I picked up M.o.D.o.K to begin with, was because my friend had a really good, yeah, the human rocket punch. Thank you. Nova, my friend had a really decent Nova, like had a really good Nova. Shout outs to Brian if you're watching. But yeah, that matchup I think is even, if not M.o.D.o.K loses. But for the most part, it's like, it becomes a matter again of like, if they use the barrier, if they use the super at the right time, M.o.D.o.K can't put up a barrier. So now this matchup is just even tougher, right? So I think it's like M.o.D.o.K loses or M.o.D.o.K goes even. It's one of the two. Okay, who else? Who's next? Taskmaster. I think M.o.D.o.K wins this matchup. Just because of barrier. Literally, that's it. Taskmaster's gonna put up like a whole bunch of stuff. He's gonna try to go in, but his approaches aren't gonna be as well as like other characters, like these two characters right here, like Morrigan and FireBrand and Wolverine too, and Sea Viper and stuff like that. Like, yeah, I think his Taskmaster's approaches are a little bit too slow for him to get in on M.o.D.o.K. And yeah, Ryu, that's a tough one. I think M.o.D.o.K wins that matchup. Did I already put Ryu? Yeah, I already did. Damn it! Now I'm gonna get stuck with these characters that I don't remember if I've done. Virgil is one that I have not done. I think M.o.D.o.K loses to Virgil, if not goes even. As soon as M.o.D.o.K has the helmet breaker though, as soon as Virgil uses his meter, and it doesn't get the hit, M.o.D.o.K kind of rules the neutral. He rules the neutral, but when he has to go in, right? Like he's gonna get helmet breakered 100%. So, and then like Virgil. Let me see if Virgil can crouch underneath Sonic Blaster. It's a bad matchup, bro. And I think he can. I'm pretty sure he can. So that's pretty much it. I think that yeah, he can. And then he can like stinger. From like far away, I have to like respect him. I can't tell you how many times I've gotten a situation where I try to put out a barrier and I get stingered from full screen. But once I have that stinger, it's like, yeah. It's just a lot of blocking that I have to do. But I feel like M.o.D.o.K definitely loses to Virgil. It's close though. It's a lot closer than it would seem though. It's a lot closer than you would think. Trish, that's a tough one to call. Trish, I think, goes even maybe. Because she does have a foot dive that can be used to go in. M.o.D.o.K beats Doom. The thing is, here's the thing, bro. Quet's Ami's a good one too. Yeah. I think Ami kind of loses to M.o.D.o.K. But we'll go with that. We'll go into more. We're going to more. Hold on. Let me just find out who we're missing. Who was I talking about earlier? Trish. We were talking about Trish. We did see Viper. We got Magneto. We got him. Got him. Nemesis we did. Morrigan is S tier against him. Wesker is another one. Wesker. Okay, so I think these are the last 3 characters that we gotta do. I'm not sure though. Oh, Iron Fist. Where is Iron Fist? Iron Fist does get bodied by M.o.D.o.K too, yeah. Yeah, Iron Fist gets bodied by M.o.D.o.K. Okay. That's an easy call, to be honest. It's like really tough for him to go in. Standing medium is just going to stop Iron Fist no matter what he's trying to do and stuff like that. Like, it's just going to be tough. I think Wesker goes even with M.o.D.o.K. If not, he kind of beats him. I think I think Wesker beats M.o.D.o.K. Because his super jump, because his super jump bullet does go through barrier. It's at a certain angle where Wesker can super jump bullet and then M.o.D.o.K can do nothing. Watch this. I don't even have to say anything. I shouldn't even have to say anything just to show you guys it's a bad matchup. Oh crap, I okay. This is how bad the matchup is. I'm getting popped, right? So barrier is out, I'm still getting hit. Now the next logical answer is, okay, super jump and blast him. Can't. Look at him. He disappears. And I have to come down and eat that. Okay, now like the other logical option is shoot downward. Can't even do that. It doesn't catch him. It's not fast enough. I have to predict when he's gonna super jump up. And what's going on? Good morning, Producto. Prog. How's it going, bro? How you doing, man? But like, I have to predict when he's gonna super jump up, and I have to shoot downward. So I have to shoot where he's gonna be, where I think he's gonna be, right? And he can still do a different projectile, a different teleport, because that's not gonna happen. If Wesker does this, just this alone, he beats him. What about jump bomb, then shield? What about jump bomb, then shield? Could you also start setting up an angle he can't reach easily? Could you also, like with cube and balloon? What about jump bomb and then shield? Wait, what do you mean jump bomb? What do you mean jump bomb? This? Like that? Or this bomb? Wait, hold on. Wow, the one shot beats the bomb, and then the barrier doesn't go through it. So I have to like approach here. And if Wesker knows that I'm gonna approach here, he can literally just do. My bad. He can just do teleport backwards. Could you also get set up? Let's see, what about jump bomb? I don't know what you mean by jump bomb, Goomba. Jump bomb, then shield? Yeah, one shot beats bomb. That's how bad the matchup is. Could you also just start setting up at an angle he can't reach easily? Well, that's the thing is that like if you start up over here, he can't reach that angle, right? Or maybe he can, I don't know. If he super jumps forward. If he gets that angle, right? So M.o.D.o.K is forced to go in. And like that's an awkward time. I'm gonna say it's an even matchup, but I think that it's Wesker's favor. Just because of the bomb, just because of the fact that you can just shoot all day, and it's irritating to M.o.D.o.K. it gets like into the M.o.D.o.K players like mental, and it's just so easy for Wesker to literally just do that over and over again. And then like if you realize that the M.o.D.O.K is going in on you, you can switch it all up, and now M.o.D.O.K is supposed to go in and stuff like that. So I think it's slightly, very slightly, at least very slightly, it's in M.o.D.O.K's favor that Wesker wins. I mean, it's in Wesker's favor. Also, it doesn't seem like there has to be much different than Wesker does normally. Yeah. Exactly. The Wesker just plays his game, and M.o.D.O.K's game is literally like shat on. You know what I mean? Excuse me. But yeah, like literally, Wesker just gets to play his game, and M.o.D.O.K's goal game is just kind of like over. Like he can't play his game. Ami. I think if Ami can't really go in on M.o.D.O.K. And M.o.D.O.K, yeah, I think M.o.D.O.K wins that matchup. But no. Actually, it could be even if
Welcome to the world of Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Where the finest
if M.o.D.O.K, if she can punish if she can punish M.o.D.O.K putting up a barrier with her super, which I know she can, right? God damn it. Okay. Okay, so
level 1. First attack.
oh.
Level 1.
Flame it first.
Okay. Oh, he doesn't have meter.
Level 1.
If she can punish and kill off of that, then the matchup becomes Amaterasu's. But I don't think that she can kill off of that sequence, like going into the super and stuff like that. So, but after she uses that, literally you put up a barrier, she can do nothing.
Level 1. First attack.
Like that's not gonna work. Like coming in with H like that isn't gonna work. It's just too slow. Like it's just way too slow. If I can put up a barrier and react to it, and she's locked into that, right? I can put down this right here. Yeah, it's just really tough for Amaterasu to do anything against M.o.D.O.K. I think that matchup is like M.o.D.O.K slightly wins. I think M.o.D.O.K wins, especially unless you can kill off of unless you can kill off of the super and you can react to the super, like you can react with the super to punish barrier. I think that that matchup becomes Amaterasu's. At least even with Amaterasu. But if not, I think M.o.D.O.K beats Amaterasu for the most part. Especially since getting out that you have to make that call, right? It's all about the judgment on whether or not the judgment lies on like whether or not M.o.D.O.K can put out the barrier, and that's just a matchup for like the whole cast, to be honest. With these guys, it doesn't even matter if you put up the barrier. These guys are coming in no matter what. And yeah. Alright. I think Trish is the last one. I think Trish kind of loses to M.o.D.O.K. I think her projectiles lose to M.o.D.O.K. But let's try that out. Where's Trish? I think if the projectiles lose to M.o.D.O.K, then that's how you know it's a bad matchup. Because that's literally what she's gonna do for the most part. Let's try this one. First of all, it's already pretty slow. The cast time is already like pretty slow, and it does seem like wow. Even if it gets out, even if I'm late to punish that, wow, it's still that bad, huh? Wow. That's bad, bro. All right, let's just say she decides to go in, bro. Yeah, bro. Let's see. Let's say like I put up a barrier, she punishes with that.
Level 1. First attack. Level 1. First attack. Air combo.
And then also her damage, we have to factor in that her damage is not that great. We have to factor in that even if she punishes M.O.D.o.K's barrier with her own super, it's not that much damage. We have to factor in all these things before we can really say about a matchup, right? And
Level 1.
oh man, I
Level 1. First attack.
okay. So we're gonna do that, right? Play that back. It's pretty slow.
Level 1.
It's pretty slow, and honestly,
Level 1.
if she super jumped in my face like that, the last thing I would do is put up a barrier that raw. So I'm gonna go ahead and say that's a Trish gets beat. I'm gonna say Trish gets beat, bro. I think that might be it, right? We've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. Yeah, that's it. I think that we've got the whole cast there. So yeah, some of them are debatable, and I'm gonna put them at the very, very front of like the debatableness. These guys right here, Sea Viper and Wolverine, are the biggest like debatables about who goes even. I'm gonna put M.O.D.o.K in the middle, right? And I'm gonna put Magneto up here, and I'm gonna put Magneto. I'm gonna put that. I think M.O.D.o.K. I think Hulk is like one of the closer ones to being even. I'm gonna put M.O.D.o.K right in the center because this area right here is debatable. These guys can definitely make it so that M.O.D.o.K can lose to them, but it's like I would put them there, but it's literally they have to close the gap first, and that's easy sometimes and not easy at sometimes. If it's Wolverine by himself, the chances that he's gonna if let's just say it's Wolverine by himself, right? All I have to do is get one Psionic Blaster while he's trying to go in, and now we're like full screen away because Psionic Blaster knockback is pretty ridiculous. So like if I get that one Psionic Blaster and he goes full screen, I put a barrier, and now what's he gonna do? If it's the 1v1, right? He can like full screen Berserker charge, but if I call it, I'm gonna do standing medium. It's gonna clutch him, and then I'm gonna fly and go into full confirm with the rest of it, right? Or I'm gonna start my pressure. So it's like it's pretty tough. But yeah, I think that these guys right here are very debatable, and for the most part, I'm gonna put them at like the tiers of like who gets bodied the most at the very end. I'm gonna put Trish a little bit closer. Joe definitely does catch like the bad matchup. So does Arthur. Storm is debatable, right? A little bit. Trish definitely gets bodied. Haggar definitely gets bodied. I'm gonna put Storm at the very beginning here, and like I'm gonna put it like progressively worse and worse, right? If you start out from left to right, it goes from like the best to like the worst, right? So it's like the best of the losers, of the best of like the people that M.O.D.o.K loses to is over here, and like the ones that provide like the biggest matchup for these guys, like the best matchup on the evens is gonna be from left to right. So yeah, I think Chun Li is like slightly up here because she can't go in. Let's see. I think that's one of the worst. Yeah, I think this is like over here. I think that's like right there. That's cool. We're gonna put this like over here. Captain America kind of gets bodied. Frank is debatable. If he can get in, if he can get his 5 levels, then it's yeah, it's pretty tough. Strider is also pretty tough because he can mix M.o.D.o.K up if he gets the bar and stuff like that. But even then, if a barrier comes out, not even Ouroboros can do anything. Not even Ouroboros penetrates through the barrier. I think he kind of gets the bad end of the matchup. She kind of can go in a little bit more than some of these other characters because her foot dive is actually like viable. So I'm gonna put that there. I'm gonna put that there. Shuma kind of gets bodied. So I'm gonna put that over here. He definitely does better than some of these other characters, though. I'm gonna put that there. Vijo kind of gets bodied a lot because barrier literally stops half if not all of his arsenal of like tools. He kind of gets bodied too really hard. That's like that. Yeah. I mean, now we know why some of these characters, like some of the people that play these characters, don't really like M.o.D.o.K. You know what I'm saying? Like M.o.D.o.K gives some characters a hard time. Okay. I think I'm pretty satisfied with this. Yeah. I think that's gonna be it. So we're gonna save. And we'll download the image. And we'll do... Is this it? Yeah, okay. We'll do that. We'll rename... we'll rename as M.o.D.o.K versus tier list. And we'll do that. Put it in pictures. Yeah, we'll just put it in pictures. Whoa, whoa, whoa. What's going on here? Okay. Alright. That's going to be it for it. Take a good look. Read it and weep. This is this is the M.o.D.o.K tier list, I think, of like characters that beat M.o.D.o.K up top, that bodies M.o.D.o.K, that M.o.D.o.K loses to, based off of certain aspects of the game. We had a nice little chat about everything and labbed the situations that could happen for the most part, right? The certain aspects. It wasn't too in depth, but it was kind of yeah, it was kind of a little in depth, a little bit. So I'm gonna go ahead and yeah, finish that off. And yeah.